Hi everyone and welcome back to Enemy Within for DCS World, and as we can see there's not going to be much time for a briefing on this one. The briefing is literally the airfield is being hit by mortars, get to your plane as quickly as possible, take off with whatever happens to be on board and try and defend the airfield. So that's right what we're going to try and do now.
Two is off the truck. Shit, that was close.
I'm cranking now. I'll be up in a few minutes. Give him hell.
2-1, start up your jet and take off ASAP. I'll align in flight. We need to silence those mortars.
Forward flight, this is Raider. 2 Humvees on the 50 cals. We're ready to move out once you locate the enemy position. Over.
Raider, forward copy, stand by. 421 is rolling.
Caballetti, forward, 2-1, request takeoff.
421, I'm hit.
Lotus, Beam Rider, you okay? Talk to me.
421, I'm alive, but the bird is gone. Fuck. I'm pushing out.
Negative. 422 Tower. The runway is blocked. Use taxiway for takeoff.
Tower 422 copies.
So I obey orders and try and use a taxiway here to take off. It's a bit awkward since this isn't particularly a straight taxiway that we have here. And as I start to roll, I realise there's two fire vehicles on the taxiway and a Humvee heading towards. So I bear right into the parking area and then just decide the only way of getting past the Humvee is to take off.
Tower 422's airborne switching.
Luckily I'm pretty lately loaded so can get off rather quickly.
4-2, overlord actual. Scan the surroundings of the airport.
42 copies looking.
After looking for a bit, I see tiny little flashes in the corner of that forest there.
And Overlord 4-2, tally enemy mortars in the forest 3 miles south of home plate near Laturi.
4-2, you are cleared hot. Break. Raider, move to grid. Golf, golf. 419er. 424. Overlord, this is Raider. We're Oscar Mike. Golf, golf. 419. 424. Over.
So my INS alignment still isn't done, so I don't have most of my avionics, including the CCIP marker. I do have the gun bore sight there, but I greatly underestimate the fall of the weapons and see them splash on the ground down there.
Watch. Go defensive.
They respond with SAM. Luckily I do have flares and so just spam out a ton of flares there and that distracts the weapon. So then I climb, and thankfully by the time I'm going back in, avionics have aligned enough that I do have the CCIP pipper, and so I can actually aim my shots now. So I spray the mortar that I can see firing and the nearby trees, get a nice secondary explosion there.
Overlord 4-2, splash mortars.
4-2, overlord actual. Roger. Anchor over the airport.
And 422 copies anchoring over home plate.
Cavalletti Tower, 411 inbound. Airfield 1, Cavalletti Tower, be advised. The airport is under attack. Damage. Divert to Kutaisi now. Ford 1-1 copies. Diverting to Kutaisi. Ford 2-2, this is Raider. Be advised, we are taking enemy small arms fire at this time. Requesting immediate close air support. Over.
So I see the small arms fire and start diving towards them.
Raider, 4-2 copies, looking that way now.
Solid copy. Stand by 9 line. Requesting guns on the road. Northwest, southeast. Did I say again? Northwest, southeast. Enemy is 150 meters from the smoke in the forest. How copy?
Okay, 2-2 copies. Guns run northwest to southeast along the road. Targets are 150 meters from the smoke.
Solid copy.
Pull up,
Ford
pull
inbound.
up.
Get some good hits.
4-2-2's inbound.
Unfortunately, that's not enough to take out all of those targets.
Initial Tango uniform. Give him hell. 311, they're airborne. Sending to order.
So I dive back in along the road,
Pull
trying
up,
to put
pull up.
some rounds in this tree line. You can see the
Altitude,
small arms
altitude.
fire, but I can't see the actual insurgent. And go in again. But at this point I'm
Pull up,
running really
pull up.
quite low on cannon ammo. Do have rockets and a single Mark 82 bomb, just what
Altitude,
happened to be
altitude.
on the aircraft as it was being prepared for a mission.
422, overall actual. Insurgents have made it through the perimeter and are attacking our forces from the north. Push 32.5 and check in with base defense commander. Call sign Playboy 1.
And Overlord 422 copies. Contact Playboy 1 on 32.5. Switching.
111, moving to Delta Station, keeping Mike.
Playboy 1, Playboy 1, Ford 22 checking in.
Ford 2-2, Playboy 1. I got enemy infantry attacking the airfield from the north, hiding in the woods.
And Playboy 1, Ford 22 copies. Infantry attacking from the north. Contact.
Ford flight, good readback. Target is marked by smoke. Need an east to west attack run from rockets or guns.
And Playboy 1, Ford 22 copies.
Ford 2-2, you are cleared hot.
Ford 22 is in hot.
So on my weapons here, unfortunately I do get my compass bearings a bit messed up here, and so coming in from the north instead
Pull
of
up,
from
pull up.
the east. Do get some decent hits there. But unfortunately coming in from the north to south there, I was heading through the trees, and so a lot of my
Over.
shots missed. That's Raider complaining they are still taking damage. I've not managed to eliminate that first target.
Pull up, pull up.
Must be plant a rocket on that insurgent.
Altitude, altitude.
Double tap another guy, almost kill him. And then as I'm coming away here, realise that I'm lining up towards where Raider is still engaged. So decide some rockets might help.
Pull up, pull up.
I do get some nice hits there, but not enough to take out the remaining insurgents. Turn back on the group attacking the airfield.
Pull up,
See a
pull
pair
up.
of them here. Injure one.
Altitude, altitude.
Not sure how they survived the second explosions, but I'm guessing that just missed more than it looked like.
Ford, this is Raider. We're taking too many casualties. We need to pull back. We need to...
I do feel bad about this. I didn't manage to save Raider there.
Pull up.
I
Pull
was
up.
splitting my attention and really limited on weapons, so don't actually manage to save him.
We have lost contact with Raider.
I'm going to go back in on the initial target. Switch back to guns as I'm out of rockets at this point.
Pull up.
All units,
Altitude,
one by one.
altitude.
Enemy appears to be withdrawing. Good job. 422, overload actual. Tally a single truck approaching the airfield from the west. Moving fast. Recontact when your eyes on.
And Overlord 422, I've got visual on that truck.
I need a low altitude show of force over that truck. Drop some flares. I need it to stop or turn away.
And Overlord 422 copies. Low pass, flares only.
So I'm going for a low pass. At this
Altitude,
point
pull up,
I am
pull up.
completely out of cannon rounds and rockets. The only thing left on my plane is flares, which I'm dropping on this guy here, and a single Mark 82, so that's a dumbfire 500-pound bomb.
Altitude. Altitude.
One pass
Pull up,
doesn't
pull
dissuade
up.
the guy, so I go in again, this time head on. Really spamming flares at this point to make a point.
And Overlord 422, that vehicle is still on the move towards the airport. It looked like a standard fuel truck when I passed over it.
422, you are cleared hot. Engage and destroy that fuel truck.
422 is in hot.
So, bit of an awkward situation here. Don't have a lot of time. Only have a single dumbfire bomb against a very fast-moving target.
Pull up.
Just
pull
try
up.
and judge the lead as best I can. Drop
Altitude,
quite
altitude.
late.
And Overlord 422, that target is destroyed.
Do get a hit and get out the area before the secondary.
422, good job. Judging by the explosion, the attack from the north was just a diversion. Return on station and await further instructions. 111, you're on station over a couple of Uzi 1-1, Overlord actual. Patrol the perimeter of the airfield. So far we have had mortar fire, infantry incursions, and a suicide bomber. Stay frosty out there. Overlord actual, Uzi 1-1, roger, on patrol. 422, Overlord actual. RTB to Katasi. This will be our temporary base of operations for the time being.
And Overlord 422 copies, diverting to Kataisi. Got a question.
Send it.
What's the status on Lotus?
She is alive, but in critical condition. We're arranging a medevac for her to Italy.
422 copies. Bastards are gonna pay. 422 is RTB Kataisi.
422, Overlord actual. I have one more task for you. Stand by words. We have deployed a Humvee with 4 on board to grid Golf 349er 525, but have lost contact on radio. Check coordinates on the road leading to that area. Report back with eyes on.
So I do look for a while, and I'm just having no luck finding it. It is actually briefly on screen here, though I don't notice it. The Humvee is just right on the edge of the shadows, makes it really hard to spot, and I'm just not that good at spotting ground targets in DCS, at least without a targeting pod. So in the end I just give up and press space.
And Overlord 422, I have visual on that Humvee. Let me have a closer look. And Overlord 422, be advised, the vehicle is damaged. It appears to be abandoned. There are signs of a firefight and explosions nearby. I'm visual on at least 3 friendly KIA in the vicinity.
Roger. Remain on station until Georgia Police secures the area. We are sending our teams as well.
Shortly after doing that, I do finally spot the Humvee here. See, it's right there, tiny little dark thing at the edge of the shadow. And so, did find it in the end, just took me a very, very long time.
And Overlord Ford 2-2. George and Cobras have arrived on scene.
Roger. You are cleared RTV.
Well, so then I head back to land. So, a very stressful mission there, starting with explosions going off right outside, taxiway takeoff, and then really having ammo problems because we weren't really loaded for combat. But all in all, I got 20 ground vehicles and additionally 1 anti-air man-pad. In total, our side got 36 enemy vehicles, all for the loss of 19 friendlies. I do feel really bad for the loss of Raider. I could have definitely handled that better. Getting more shots on target, maybe saving some shots early on to make sure I get enough on that main target. Still, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel. It does really help things out. And otherwise, hope you take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.